If you're happy that you came tonight, say yeah. If you're really happy you came tonight, say hell yeah. Make some noise for Patricia Smith.
Hey, man, stop. Thank you. Thank you. Where's Reggie? Where's the outfit? You look so good tonight. We could not replicate that outfit in any way, shape, or form. So we just want to gaze upon you for just a little. Okay. All right. We're good. Thank you so much. This is an amazing evening, isn't it? There's nothing like this in Minneapolis, not only during AWP, but for a long-ass time, I would guess. Right? This is it. So let's give it up for the house. Give it up for the Loft. Those were a lot of damn emails, though. I was like, especially the last couple of days. The lineup, okay, here's the new one. Here's the next one. Here's a new one. Okay. So with everything that's been happening lately with Walter and with Eric and Trayvon, and one of the things you don't hear, you will see for a very short time, you will see a mother, and it will usually be on the news immediately after something has happened, and you can't judge her or her child by that moment, and you don't see her again. She just kind of disappears. So I think in a lot of these stories, a lot of what's missing is either the woman who gave birth, the woman who's left behind, the wife, the mother. So this is, I was thinking about the mothers of these men. So that's where this came from. Don't expect to recognize my voice. Don't expect this suppressed wail, this claw from underground to sound familiar. It is not a mistake that my entire body is the question every silence answers. I am their mother, stooped and accidental saint. I am the Google eye beneath the fold, the tortured paragraph you skip. I apologize for being the kink in your day, apologize for my crooked beet red weave, my fluid-filled ankles, my double negative grief. That's my son splayed there, my son crumpled there, my son lying there, my son collapsed there, my son positioned there, my son repositioned there, my son dumped there, my son hidden away there, my son growing blue there, my son locked down there, my son hanging there, my son bleeding out there, growing frigid there, deposited there, inside the chalk there, being bagged there, on the slab there, crushed there, rearranged there, blooded and motionless in the doorway, on the stoop, down the block, in front of his kids, just inside the barber shop, face down in the street for 14,400 seconds, outside the bodega, inside the bodega, in the alley behind the bodega, on the videotape, a block from home, at home, poised to look thuggish, posed to look more animal, posed with one of the city's gruff and ready soldiers gushing over the kill. That's my son not being alive there. That's my son buried there. And here I am bawling into Channel 5's winking eye, but when I speak, you hear nothing but your own voice saying nothing. Rumain Brisbane, 34, Phoenix, Arizona. The unarmed black father of 4 was shot to death when a police officer apparently mistook his bottle of pills for a gun. This I understand. I am the first mother of mistake. Everywhere I turn, my children are being renamed. Every breath of my offspring was unleashed snarl, fingers thick and dark as the barrels of guns. Light always disappeared in his huge hands. Forgive him. He had spent his whole life reaching. Nothing good was ever there. Nothing good ever reached back. Tamir Rice, 12, Cleveland, Ohio. Officer Tim Lohman shot and killed the boy who was holding a BB gun seconds after spotting him at a park. It has since been decided that Tamir was responsible for his own end. I'm a mother now, but I was 12 once, 12 and skipping and scalloped socks and twirling and unkilled. We had little silver pistols that startled and popped sparks. We had handcuffs and air-hard balls we threw at each other, aiming for the gut, for the head. We learned to dodge what was born to break us. We made bullet sounds with our mouths. We screeched with glee, murdering ourselves over and over. Like Jerry, that cartoon cat, we fell down, we got up. Fall down, get up. I see now that the getting up was wrong, a paragraph not meant to be part of the story. I'm sorry that I bended for so long after my boy's little body, praying him into cartoon. His sister, handcuffed in the back of the cruiser, screeched like a feral cat. Kajim Powell, 25, St. Louis, Missouri. Powell was accused of shoplifting energy drinks. Cops said he approached holding a knife in an overhand grip. They shot him dead 15 seconds after they arrived. Video shows that Powell's empty hands were at his sides. I am the mother of the dark magicians. Their 1,000 limbs flashed like the overseer's whip, misting in and out of your sight line. They can be behind and in front of you, charging at you with their patented flared nostrils or whistling on a side street 3 blocks away. It's safer to remove the threat. If he's not there, he will be. If he hasn't, he is about to. If a knife's not in his hand, it's in his hand. If his hands are up, his hands aren't up. If he's screaming, "Don't shoot," he's clearly saying, "Please help me fall down." Victor White III, 22, Iberia Parish, Louisiana. Police say he killed himself while handcuffed in the back of a police cruiser. Remember the story of that colored boy who hanged himself with somebody else's hands? That was my boy. It's an old story, true in the way that those kind of truths are. That was my boy. My sons have always been the river wall, the odd lump in the summer soil, dark magicians stronger than any root or conjure. I didn't teach them, but they learned. They put a knot in that noose, then damn if they don't slip it down and make a tight circle till their breathing gets little, then gets gone. And here's the good part. Their hands tied behind their backs the whole time. Chavis Carter, 21, Jonesboro, Arkansas. Police say he killed himself while handcuffed in the back of a police cruiser. Are you impressed yet? My babies can do anything, everything with no hands, with no feet, with no breath. That huge, scary black body bends and slithers, tangles and stretches, curly cues, and twists itself into the shape of a 45, with which he then shoots himself. Are you impressed yet? My babies can do damn near everything, except rise from the dead. Jonathan Farrell, 24, Bradford Farms, North Carolina. After being involved in a traffic accident, Farrell knocked on the door of a nearby house for help. The woman inside called the police. They arrived and shot him 10 times. My son said, "I just had an accident. I need to use a phone." She said, "You're black." My son said, "It'll only take a minute. I need to call the police." She heard, "Call the police." My son said, "I know it's late, but I just had an accident." She said, 911. He said, "Okay then, you'll call 911? She said, "You're black." The police said, "Is he black?" She said, "He's black." When the gun arrived, it said, "I just had an accident." The gun 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 said, "I just had another accident." The gun said, "Oops, one more accident." The gun said, I just had an accident. The gun said, I don't know what's wrong. The gun said, I just had an accident. Kendrick Madade, 19, Pasadena, California, chased and shot 7 times by 2 police officers after a 911 caller falsely reported being robbed at gunpoint by 2 black men. I give my boys names anybody can remember. Scapegoat, Target, Perp Walk, He Did It, Identify, Chokehold. I never liked the name Kendrick. He was such a quiet child, his empty arms always at his side. When he was born, I tried my mouth around the names victim, accident, oversight, bullseye. But it wasn't until I named him 2 black men with a gun that things really got interesting. Kenneth Chamberlain, 68, White Plains, New York. His life alert necklace was triggered by mistake. When the police responded, he refused to open the door, saying he did not need help. The police broke down the door, tasered him, and shot him dead. This one's easy. The officer just wondered how my child got to be that old, that stooped, that irreversibly nighttime. You need our help, boy, they said. You need our help. You just don't know you need our help. Let us in. Let us all the way in. Let us into your gas stove, your couch, your tousled bed, your rat skittering blue note behind the trash. Let us into miracle of your upright. Your heart's not right. Your heat's not right. You're running a fever. We feel that strange furnace through the wood. We're here to help. We're here to fall you down, to douse your flame, which is all your little life ever was. Oscar Grant, 22, Oakland, California. After reports of a fight at a train station, police detained Grant. He was lying face down on the platform, resisting arrest, when a police officer shot him in the back of the head. The officer claimed he had meant to use his taser. What can I say? Mistakes were made. In so many ways, he was already dead, still there, holding his breath, trying to disappear, needing to become the air, struggling to drain himself of color. Who wouldn't see why you pulled out the bang bang instead of the crackle crackle, the pop pop instead of the snap snap, the gun instead of the stun? Amadou Diallo, 23, New York. 4 plainclothes officers fired a total of 41 shots at him outside his apartment in the Bronx. He was hit 19 times. He was armed with a wallet, which an officer mistook for a gun when he pulled it out of his pocket. 41 shots were fired at one man. 41 shots. He was a man, not a battlefield. His body was not at war with you. They were men, not battlefields. Their bodies were not at war with you. Boys, their battlefields are on the other side of the world from your war. They are my sons, my soldiers, but you own the battlefield. They are my battlefields, not sons. You must rid your body of their wars. I am the mother of wars, giving birth on the battlefield. Yes, I am their mother, a stooped and accidental saint. I am the voodoo mama, the source of dark handcuffed magic. I populate your world with these obstructions, these dangerous assumptions, these ogres dressed in white chalk. How foolish I was to celebrate the day these perps slipped from my womb. What a fool I was to give them life. So I have stumped upon my anger. I have stopped crying. I will give them back to you, their heads once again slipping with blood. I give them back to you as they were in their very first day, one by one, gasping, their eyes stunned open. I will whisper to them, fall down, please, fall down. And I will hold them down with my heart. I give them back so that they may be born unto you and away from me, as they were when they first came here. Desperate, for the idea of breath. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. So I'm going to end with a poem so that we could all go out laughing. When I was little, my father used to take me to the barber shop with him. And when my son was small, I used to take him to the barber shop. And there were like years between these two events, and it was like the same barber shop for. So if you have ever been in a black barber shop on Saturday morning, which is more people than usual in the audience here, you know how the barber shop is? It's like these balls of hair rolling around the floor. It smells like mango oil. There's an old cart with dust on it with some fisted pics on it from 1971 that nobody's bought. They're like $2. There is like a black light picture of Martin, Malcolm, and Jesus up there. They may have added Obama to it by this time. And there's the card, the big card with all the hairstyles on it with numbers. So you can go and pick to the haircut you want, and you're always picking the one that's like much more or much less hair than you actually have. You're like, oh, I'll take it. So all that stuff has been up a long time. And the barber is always talking about everybody. Okay, the barber's the guy. This is where you go to get the news. So there's a big picture window, and the barber is talking about everybody that walks by. And sometimes he forgets you're sitting there, and he starts talking about you. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll wait till you leave. It's okay. You're like, what? So there was a barber in Chicago where I'm originally from. His name was Terrell, and that's whose voice I had in my head when I was writing this poem. Terrell was always talking about how much he was going to get, even though he hadn't had any since the Eisenhower administration. So everybody knows somebody like that, right? Okay. Well, look who comes walking into my barbershop, still wearing that Jerry curl. You know, man, it's 2000, and ain't nobody got no time for that grease trickling all down their neck, especially how it is out there. Let me clip that stuff down. Let those naps grow out. You know, a couple of weeks, I will hook you up with a fade. The sisters don't like putting their hands in that greasy mess. And did you see that child Aretha on the stage at the president's thing, trailing all that fur like she's Queen Elizabeth and all that fat underneath it? I ain't never seen no black woman with money stay fat. Chicken see her coming, even the bones get scared. That child will eat a spaghetti strap. What's that song she sang, Ain't No Way? Well, I guess it sure ain't. She got one chance, though. If you stay alive long enough, time will make you skinny. I just don't know if she got that much time. Oh, yeah, there she go. Woo! Got enough ass to bounce a drink on. I'm going to be knee-deep in that come Friday night, and my name ain't Terrell Anderson Jr., and I ain't got my hand tussling in y'all nappy heads. Man, she don't know me yet, but she will. I bet she already heard how about my lovemaking, then put a few sisters on crutches. How I done whipped some of this nature on them. Now they drooling, barking like dogs. Hell, y'all can laugh if y'all want. Thomas, you have to ask your sister. And you over there, ask your mama. They say size don't matter, but it do if it's this size, man. I have to bind this to my leg. It will scare y'all out of here. Come next week, y'all. I'm sorry. Come next week, y'all know sister be passing by that window on the wheelchair. Mark my words. And Thomas, one too many times I done seen your wife over there across the street in the butcher shop. And the meat she asking for ain't what makes it to your table for supper. She's over there all behind the counter like she's worrying about the butcher's business. What she's interested in is the butcher's business. And you better start taking care of business at your own home, my man, before she get a taste of that sausage she's selling. Then you'll be over here talking about, she gone, she gone. I'm telling you, women are liberated nowadays. You could not be climbing up on top of them, poking them like you got somewhere else to be in 5 minutes. And every time you get the chance, there you are all up in the Continental, sniffing all up Deborah Ann's young ass like she wants something from you besides that money you always waving around. Man, I tell you, anytime you see flies buzzing around a woman and it ain't summer, it's time to move on to another woman. I don't know, your wife got some nice legs on her, though. If that butcher don't take up on it, I might get in line. And whoa, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your boy? Damn near 40 years old, no woman in sight. Could be he just ugly, though. You know, the other night, I heard a blind woman turning him down. Say she could just imagine how ugly he was. What are y'all up in here, what are y'all talking about some activator? Man, you better activate your head under this razor and let me cut this stuff out of here. Wait, let me get this across to you. It is 2000. Black man is free now. Superfly didn't flew. I've been doing this 40 years. This is Terrell's Afrocentric Barbershop Fade Palace and Wild Style Emporium. Now get your ass in my chair and get your head in my hands. Thank you all. Thank you.